We are going to call our meeting to order. You are hereby welcome to the, I've got two cameras at two different angles, oh my god. Hereby welcome to the Libertarian Party of Hillsborough County, Florida's monthly meeting for the month of June, year 2019. So we have our officer executive team here in the building. So we have our chair, myself, Susan Stanley, present. We have our vice chair, Chris Kuat, present. We have our secretary treasurer, Kevin O'Neill, present. So we are all here in the house, and we are here to tell you guys, as Hillsborough Libertarians, exactly what's going on in your neck of the woods. So I am going to hit screen share here, so you can see our, I have to put on my glasses to be able to see stuff. Okay, so this is our meeting. So at 7 o'clock we do gather here, we get online, we try and show up here around 5:30 and talk about stuff, work out some issues, just some social times since we haven't really been together, and then we can find out what's going on. Oh, there's Chris. We got Kevin and Chris sharing a camera over here. So what we're going to be doing is going through some of our basic reports. So you can see me, and you can see you and Chris.
Oh, cool.
And we can see my screen share. We're getting better at this, guys. You know, it's a learning process for all of us. So on our screen here, we've kind of got our agenda of what we're going to be doing. Our internet is running a little bit slow tonight, probably because we have everybody using the same internet. So I'm going to try and scroll down this guy for us here. So the meeting says we're going to call the meeting to order. We're going to do our reports. We're going to see if we had any motions from our members. This month we do not have any motions from any of our members at this time. So other than just our regular leader heads here, this is to remind you that we do meet on the second Sunday of every month, and we invite all members to be a part of. And if you simply just go to our calendar on our regular, let me even show you since we're here. If you're on our regular page, if you just click on the events tab, so there's a little wheel stop spinning. There's our home page. You can see all the different things going on. So you can register for anything going on. One of them will say the monthly meeting. But no matter what, guys, no matter what, doesn't matter what it is, if the event is going on, it's going to be on our calendar. So just scroll on down on our calendar, pick the date, see what's going on.
If you go larger percentage on the screen, you'll go side to side on the screen. It's just a little strip of metal. About 2/3 of the middle is covered.
2/3 of the middle is covered.
You're sharing a YouTube, or sharing Chrome. So if you hit the plus.
My video editor is trying to explain to me how I can make this better for my video audio people at the end. You tried to make my screen more zoom?
Yeah, hit that twice, plus, 3 times. Yeah.
Is that so it's bigger? So you want people to see the bigger screen?
Yeah.
Except that they can't see the whole website, then they can only see that one little piece. But okay. So now that we've made our audio-visual team of volunteers happy, let's always keep volunteers happy at all costs, guys. Back to our dinner discussion. So on our calendar, anytime, like it says LPHC meeting. So our leaders' dinner for next month is same thing, 5:30 here at the headquarters. And then if you scroll on down underneath that is actually the membership meeting, which is you guys, and you're welcome to join us at any point in time. If you're interested in being a leader, you're more than welcome to join us for dinner and come on in. We'd love to include you and hear all your great ideas. But even if you can't, you can always join in on the membership meeting right now and be available. So when you go all the way down to the bottom, it's going to say, register for this month's meeting right here. Why do we ask you to register? We ask you to register because we want to know that you are a Libertarian voter right here in Hillsborough County, so that you can actually be here. What?
This is the camera that's recording face.
This is the camera that's recording too, so I've got two cameras. You're at the different side than me. My audio-visual team is very distracting tonight, folks. Okay, so you can come here, you can register, you can see the meeting from wherever you are. It is done on Zoom, so you can do it from wherever you are, whenever you are, right? And we record it. So our audio-visual team actually downloads the videos, puts them together, and edits them and puts them back up on YouTube so you can catch it later. But there's usually a delay, so if you want to know what's going on, sign on live. So, back to our meeting. So, reports. We're going to go through a couple of different reports. We're going to go through membership, volunteers, and outreach. Some from myself. And I might go into a little bit of communications. And then Kevin is going to give us some updates on his financial reports, political actions, candidates. And we're going to hear from Chris talking about his Learning Libertarian outreach that we have going on. And we did have Brian Zemina on the plan, but we have not heard back from Brian Zemina. So we might actually be updating you from the LPF convention ourselves and chatting about that a little bit at the end. Okie doke, folks? So with that, so you're not listening to everybody's reports and the same voices all at the same time, we can go back and forth. I'm going to turn the floor over to Kevin and let Kevin give his reports on finances and secretary and whatever else you need to give your reports on.
Hey everybody. Oh, it's Kevin here. Chair lady stealing something from the other room. What?
Don't give your political action reports yet. I want it so it's not the same person talking all the time. So just give your secretary treasurer stuff now.
Okay, get this kind of strange shape here. I think this works. Hey guys, Kevin O'Neill. I'm your treasurer and secretary. Technically we don't have a quorum right now. There's only 3 of us. So we're not going to be voting on anything other than just reporting to you how things are going.
I just said that.
So the status and how things are going, I'll just report from the treasurer's perspective. So we did just have our convention, our state convention in Tampa. It was early in May.
We're talking about LPF, we're talking about secretary treasurer.
I know.
Okay.
So there was a big push for, we basically updated our donation tabs on our website, and there was a pretty significant reach out to active members. So we had some successes. Susie did a great job, just patting her on her shoulder here, setting up some of the linked systems. We had, I think, 4 or 5 people sign up for monthly recurring donations. So a big applause to the team and to those donors specifically for doing that. There's a lot of technical stuff that goes into getting it all to work automatically on the website to become compliant with statutes, and then functioning just like any other linked website system would be functioning, and then make sure it works so we can understand it easily. So recurring is huge. We really appreciate that because it keeps the lights on, so to speak. And then we had some one-time donations as well from the same outreach efforts, and we really do appreciate that as well. So like you can imagine, kind of like eBay purchases or selling things on eBay, there's a delay. So donations came in, but there's a delay. We're still trying to get the feel for it. We got May's donations that came in early May. For some reason, just showed up right away. And the ones that have come in since early May haven't shown up yet, but it is only June 9th, so maybe it's like Monday. Either way, we're excited. We got some fresh donors, and again, we applaud you. Thank you. Other details. Presently, we have something like $105 in the bank account. I think it's $103.50. Again, this is literally in the bank account. This is not the donations that came in since that website last transferred into our bank account. So I'm thinking we're running with about a 1-month delay between donations on our website versus the money showing up at the bank, which is fine because we do have a couple core members who are doing reoccurring donations. So that's been huge. Susie's been able to navigate the list here. We got some named people who showed up. So again, thank you guys.
Brian, Kevin, Susan, Deanna's donated $6 in cash.
Yeah.
Chris Rose donated, and you had
Just get to the mic.
I'm telling you, so you can do
All right, I'll read the list. So Looking at the list of donors that have come in, I think in the last 60 days, we've got Susan Stanley, Kevin O'Neill, Brian Zamina, Chris Rose, number 2. Can you go to the top, please? Brian Zamina showed up twice, actually. Thanks. There's somebody at the top I missed.
That's 18. That's why I scrolled off of that page.
Okay. And I think Ken Mitten was another one.
And Deanna's Svoboda.
And Deanna Svoboda. So that's like seven people. So thanks, guys.
And Chris Kawat.
Secretaries
Did
of...
you see Chris?
I did not. Chris Kawat as well, our vice
and
chair.
Laura Ann Hartman.
And I'm being told Laura Ann Hartman as well. I think we hit that one last month.
Okay.
So this is all public information. We do appreciate that, guys. So we've done our latest reporting with the SOE. That's fine. That was about 5-6 weeks back. And we're rolling into summer here. So that's the wrap up on the treasurer's report. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, how much have we collected so far?
In the bank, $103.50.
Okay.
But we have a little bit over that sitting in a website waiting to get transferred to us. So we're expecting that early next week. So that's good news.
You have 18 plus 25 coming in on recurring. So what is that?
18 plus 25. I think it's like 37.
45. No, 45 minus
42 maybe.
42. So we got $42 a month currently recurring with 3 donors. We need to get it up to 50 donors. So we're looking for our first 50 donors to donate recurring each month.
Expenses are just ongoing, guys. It's operations 101. We have websites, we have PO boxes, we have online storage. We've got all these systems that we were just talking about. Those do come with fees, and we pay those fees. So part of the point here is we need the donations to sustain, but more importantly, to be effective in communicating libertarian ideas out to the public here in Hillsborough County. I think that's it for my treasurer's report. Any other questions? Okay. Treasurer's report is completed. We have a written version that's not on the screen that Susie and I were working on earlier. I'm sure that'll get made available to you. Don't we go on the Secretary's report? Sure. Secretary's report. I'm the Secretary. We are doing this video recording of our meetings. Again, today we do not have a quorum, so there won't be any motions to record. But we have recorded all the previous motions. That's in place. I can't think of anything else to report from the Secretary's position. Anybody have any questions for the Secretary? All right. That's it for Secretary's report. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, here's your Kevin. Here's you. Chris has his own, so that's you.
No, is yours on?
Yeah, I think it's finally it's on.
Finally, it's on. Okay, guys. So, one of the things, Mr. Secretary, that we do want to show you as members, we want you to see that something that has been going on behind the scenes, because we do want to keep transparency and everything alive for everyone. So, one of the things that we want to show you is all the hard work that your Hillsborough Libertarian executive team, when you're not seeing them and you're going, well, I wonder what they do during the month, all month. So this is what we want to show you, is right here on this screen. And our secretary is in charge of helping us keep all of our records up to date with the chairperson. So this is, okay, so we have been putting all of our documentation into what is now associated with currently our Google Drive, but it will be getting backed up. So what we want you to know, now see, I raised the thing so I had to sit on my foot to be able to be seen. Okay.
Hello.
I need a booster chair. I'm only 5'3". Okay, so on our Google Drive right now, so if you're anybody who is a volunteer and you are doing stuff with the Hillsborough Libertarians, we don't want you to feel like you have no idea what's going on. One of the things that this executive committee has been working really hard to help you with the help of several volunteers. We have had help from people who are even no longer with us. We've had help from Eric Owen, from Carrie Thompson, from myself, Susan Stanley, from Kevin O'Neill, from Travis Brace, from Francisco Zamora. We've been busting our butts, and of course our current, which is me, Kevin, and Chris right here. So
on our Google Drive, we have pulled documents that every document we have found historically, and we have put them in this one place for whoever our volunteers are and whoever our future leaders are, so that you would always have a tremendous amount of information as a new volunteer, and you won't be like, OMG, I don't know what's going on. So, let me fix my visual so I can see. I took it away so you could see the TV, but then can't see both. Can't see the visual support in the back and in the front. Okay, so inside here, if you're ever someone who's a volunteer, check it out. In our Google Drive, these are the folders on our Google Drive, okay? So we have friends. Let me see if I can bring this over so you can see over there. This is our friends and family. This is anybody who is volunteering for something. So say, for example, you're helping out at an outreach booth and passing out our postcards to people, or passing out our information about Libertarian stuff, or you're knocking on doors. You do not have to be a registered Libertarian to do that. Anybody can help. So if you're helping, the things that you might need would be right here in this very first directory. Anything that anybody is doing. Anything that's working on our events. Maybe you're just helping us with the Tampa Freedom Fest that's coming on. That should be happening in August, is what we're trying to get it off for ground for. So if you're helping with the Freedom Fest in August and you're helping with an outreach booth, don't know who's backfiring over there with the video, but
I think I coughed.
I think it's Chris here.
Yeah.
You're not muted anymore. Let me see if I can mute you from my end.
Yes. My video was
I
off,
muted
so
you.
sure
There you go. Okay, you're fine now. I muted you. So, okay, so if you're reaching out with the Tampa Freedom Fest, then you might need to have something on this event that says Tampa Freedom Fest. If you are helping out with canvassing LPF locals, you might want to be able to see all of those things. So, Chris, all I can see is that light above you, whatever you got doing. Here, I'll just stick it inside here or something so we see your face instead of the light.
Yeah, there
Okay.
it is.
So then, all these different things are in here, all the different events. So if you're someone who's helping with a specific issue, then our issues are listed right below. So you can see it's pretty simple. Here's our administrative things like logos and tags and stuff like that. Here's the different types of events we're working on. Here's the issues that we're fighting for and how you can get involved in any of them. And then some of this fun stuff is really our social media. People are using a lot of this, so it might be favorite Libertarian memes that they're posting on Facebook, different things like that, and then photo albums and stuff that are real generic, just people sharing photo albums in there. Our speakers and our presenters are obviously the people that we're looking at speaking, like when we had Chris Ann Hall or John Michael Chambers or Jordan Page or somebody coming and presenting to us. That's where that information is kept. And then vote. These are all things to help when we're working on Get Out the Vote. Anybody who's helping us work on Get Out the Vote. So this is about voting early, voting by absentees, Get Out the Vote stuff. If you're getting the responses of lesser than two evils, Libertarian voter registration drives, and we need an office space. See? It's pretty easy. So anything that anybody is helping on, it's right there for our Libertarian friends and families. Members only. This is tab here I'm not going to actually open up for you because that's not for public eyes. That's for our members only. Ta-da! But I can show you that the general feel that it's all the very similar things as what's above, but it has our plans, our strategies, our goals, our motions that are currently on the floor, our current reports, things that we're doing with the state party, things that we're doing with the national party, things that we're doing within our Region 8. So this is all us right here as Libertarians. So if you are a Hillsborough Libertarian and you join us and you get active, you will get access to this with anything that you're working on. Then we have committees. We have ways that our teams, we are Tampa Bay after all, so we have crews. But each one of our committees has different things. So let's pick a committee and open it up. They're all pretty much the same, so I'll pick one of them and we'll kind of peek at one of them. So the LPHC communication crew. Okay, so that crew folder is going to have everything that you as a communications crew member might need. It'll give you the affiliate manual, it gives you the volunteer job description, it gives you sign-up sheets if you're ever going anywhere, it gives you your committee team's logo, and then it gives you some stuff to help you throughout the entire Hillsborough Libertarian Party. So here's how to write a successful motion. There's some cheat sheets on Robert's Rules of Order, and things that we've gone through trainings. We came back with PDFs. So this is game-changing libertarian communications, all things like that. So anything that you would be using and needing, you would get access to the entire communications file folder, which will include everything in your binder. This is kind of like in the old days we would have a book. We still have the books actually, so it's still current day, but we had a book that said Communications Committee on it, and we gave you the new Communications Committee. Well, what we found is our volunteers didn't bring them back. We found volunteers who moved out of state and took their stuff with them or destroyed it. So now everything in our binder is online. And then it gives you, in this case, the communication team has several people that are on the team. So they have people helping with the audio-visual, people helping with the band, people helping with the blog, people helping with the newsletters, people helping with the letters to the editor, people helping with press releases, people helping with snail mails and these little postcards that we send out to people, and people helping with social media, including Instagram and Facebook primarily, but we are open. We have Twitter. We just haven't got a volunteer who's actually using it, so we do have Instagram and Facebook right now, and then our overall webpage. So if you, as a volunteer, think that any of those things speak to you, we would love to connect you to other people that are in these little groups and get you working together. We have a job for everybody. And each one of these little committees, communications, finance, membership, outreach, political action, volunteers, these are all groups of Hillsborough Libertarians working together to accomplish those little pieces. And each one of those little pieces have a volunteer spokesperson for their group, each one of these little C's, and they report back to the executive committee. That's your officers, your chairperson, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer, your officers, and then the leaders of these volunteer positions and groups. So it's not very hard to become a leader of a group. The only additional commitment you have is to turn in a report for this meeting. We ask you to type up the report and turn it into us so that we can actually put it on that page that you see us going over. We want to be able to do just like this. This is as hard as it gets, guys. Just turning in a little piece. You can send it to me in an email if you want. Send it to the webmaster at the email, and whoever it is that's putting it in is just going to copy and paste and put it right there on the page. It's not very hard, right? We'd love it if you can't be here physically. We're looking at putting just video reports in every single time. So then you can have video reports coming in, and we're just going to update this page so we can go through it just like this. So say I am the volunteer coordinator, and I'm going to give my volunteers are cutting together for phone base for the months of June, July, and August. We're going to meet on a Saturday once a month and just make some phone calls, right? So I can put my phone right here, and I can record my message. It can be a minute and a half, 2 minutes, doesn't matter. It can be 30 seconds if that's all you have to say, right? And if you don't like it, delete it, right? And if you like it, save it, and then send it to me. And when you send it to me, we're going to put it up here so that our audio-visual team can just go boop, and I can screen share your little video. So I want to take the sting out of this, and I am going to show you, because I know it can be scary to get in front of the camera, right? So I want you to see you can go over here. Oops, too far. I clicked on top. I didn't mean to click, sorry. So this is how to get active. That's not where I want to go.
Tap left.
Yep.
It
dropped me out for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so if you're curious and you're getting scared and you want to feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how to do this, don't feel bad. I want to show you right now on our homepage is a video of me doing the exact same thing. So we're just talking to each other, people. This is just us talking to each other, right? It doesn't have to be post-production. It doesn't have to have fancy titles. I just need your video. We're going to do all the post-production the same. So check this out. It shows up on our Libertarian YouTube channel. which is where the audiovisual team is going to store it, and then it posts the link. And you can see, I'm going to stop this because I don't want to go too far. You can see it though. You can see it on our homepage right now. See, there's my face standing there being a geek, talking to you, giving a report. Okay, so that's all I'm asking from you is just stand in front of the phone, write that itty bitty little blurb of a report, and then we're going to put it all together. So I want you to feel like you are a part of the Hillsborough Libertarians. Now, reports real quick. We're going to flip over to membership team because we just finished communications. So membership report says, now this is something that I wanted to put up at the top because I just wanted to show you something that's a trend that's happening in Hillsborough County. I have been told that it's happening across the state dramatically, which is what made me actually look at these numbers. I did this intentionally so you could see this behind you, Chris and Kevin, and then I'm forgetting to do this.
It's okay.
One moment while I update the room. I did this and then I forgot. Update this so you can't see it on the TV screen, which is the whole reason I made Kevin set this all up for me. I think it's just slow because we have so many people in here. So, what I find extremely fascinating is, and I'm going to go ahead and read the numbers out while these gentlemen are trying to be able to see their numbers. This last month we had 337,126 Democrats in Hillsborough County. 337. This month, that was like less than 45 days ago, people. This right now, as of the end of last month, 335,067. They have lost over 2,100 Democrats have lost over 2,000 Democrat voters in Hillsborough County. And the exact same thing happened to the Republicans. Last month they had 272,385 reported. This month they had 270,721. They also lost over 1,000 registered Republican voters. This is critical for the Libertarian Party, folks. This is critical. These people out there are waking up and they're noticing that the duopoly is not getting the job done. So this is an important time for us, guys, because people are losing faith in the duopoly. They are waking up. They're like, wow, check it out. And they are leaving at the numbers of 2,000 voters a month in our county are leaving the duopoly.
Times two.
We need to be out there finding out what's important to our current libertarians, activating our current libertarians, and reaching out to the NPAers and the independents. Some of these people are leaving and they're going to the Constitution Party, which is growing tremendously, and the Independent Party, which is really a wing of the Democrat Party, but they think they're registering NPA and they're not. We need to be able to send those postcards out to those Independent Party voters and let them know that this is not a fake party. This is not, independent does not mean NPA. It means that you're a part of a socialist party. Do they really want to be a part of a socialist party? Maybe they do. But I'm betting a lot of them don't. A lot of them are thinking they're registering non-party, and they're not. They're registering with a political party that hasn't even had a convention in years, that doesn't even have officers elected, that is being unproductive. They're making a statement in large numbers towards the independents, towards the socialists. Do we really think we want socialist government? I don't think so. And I don't think those people think so either. I think it's a matter of the people who need to get the message out, need to get the message out. So now is the time. If you were ever sitting there thinking, I wonder when, now is the time. The Libertarians are growing. We are at 2535 this month. We need to keep those numbers growing. And in order to do that, we need your money, we need your time, we need your voice. We need your body showing up at county meetings. We need you going to things, and when your people at work are saying something that lines up with libertarian principles, we need your answer to be how libertarian. When you're talking on Facebook, when you're talking on Instagram and somebody says something that's libertarian, you need to hashtag how libertarian. We need to get that message out there. I had people who are canvassing door to door at our front door, and they walk in thinking they're a Democrat. They walk up to our house thinking they're a Republican, and they leave finding out that they're really a Libertarian, and they didn't even know the Libertarian Party was a choice. Whose fault is that? That's our fault, because we're not speaking up. We've got 2,500 voices right here in Hillsborough County, and those people all need to speak up. I need as many of you as you can to put in recurring donations at $9 a month. We need the money here so that we can send out postcards. Postcards cost money. Postage costs money. Websites cost money. Post office boxes cost money. Emails cost money. MailChimp costs money. When you've got, they always say MailChimp's free. MailChimp's free for the first 12, 1,500, whatever it is. Dude, we got 2,500. It's not free anymore. Okay? We need to talk to you. We need to be able to text message you. We need to be able to email you. In order for us to do this, we need your money. In order for us to make phone calls to people on Phone Bank Saturdays, we need you here, sitting around. We'll have an ice cream social. Bring a sandwich. Bring your Moe's. Bring your Taco Bell. I don't care. Come hang out with us, right? We're just calling people. People get so stressed out about what are we talking about. It's very simple, guys. Hi, you're a Libertarian. I'm a fellow Libertarian too. We have limited dollars and limited resources, and we need to know that we're doing the right thing. And when our executive committee meets, we want to know what's important to you as a Libertarian. Why are you Libertarian? What's important to you as a Libertarian? And then shut up. Listen. Let them tell you why they're Libertarian. Let them tell you what's important. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take notes. I want you to sit there and write it down, put it inside your little iPad, put it inside your cell phone, get that information and bring it back to us at the executive committee. We want to know what's important to our Hillsborough Libertarians. We have made some massive wins, but we can't keep doing it without more help. Without the things that we have done with our volunteers has just been phenomenal. We have helped been an instrumental part of shutting down Florida Transportation Department for over 3 years now. That's amazing. That's amazing feats. We have done some really super fantastic things, guys, and you can be a part of this movement going in the right direction. We need you to be a part of it. So my membership report is that there are 2,500 plus Libertarians, and I want to talk to every one of you. Now, June, July, August, it is hot and nasty outside. So we are going to be sitting here in an air-conditioned room. We actually even got a new little portable air conditioner to put in this room to make it wonderful so we can close the doors and make this room freezing cold. We have air conditioners in another room so we can make that one super cold. If it's nice outside, you're more than welcome to sit outside, but bring your cell phone, bring your charger, and we have got a list of numbers. We've been breaking them down by regions, breaking them down by phone numbers, and we want to be able to just sit here and just dial these people. And it's not going to be hard. We got less than 300 people in each of the counties that have telephone numbers, and half of those numbers are probably old numbers. No, regions right here.
Yeah, regions. That's fine.
So each one of, excuse me while my audio-visual guy keeps interrupting me. So we've got less than 300 people in each one of our regions, and then we can sit here and find out. Some of those numbers are going to be old landlines. Some of them are going to be old cell phone numbers. Some of them are going to be numbers that don't work anymore. We need to update that database and remove that number. It's really, really simple, guys. Let me see if I can even show you how simple it is, because this is just unbelievable how easy this can actually be. It's basically an Excel spreadsheet. It's got the telephone numbers and the names. Please move this window away from the shared application. Oh, it doesn't want to share too many things with me. Let me open up. So where's our Google Drive? Anyway.
You broke the internet.
I didn't break the internet. It's okay. I didn't break the internet. So in our memberships outreach, you can kind of see how they've broken it out. So when you look at the reports, you can see the person's name, their phone number that we have currently on file, and you're just going to go through the same 4 questions. Now, if you're somebody who's interested in canvassing in the fall, we actually, LPF just wrote a check for $3,100 to a software called eCanvasser, which can be used on your iPad, on your smartphone. And it's going to give us walk maps and everything. So you're only knocking on the doors of registered Libertarian voters. doing the exact same thing. Hi, have you got just a few minutes to answer 4 survey questions for the Libertarian Party locally? Introduce yourself, smile, be friendly. I noticed you're a Libertarian too, would like to ask you these brief questions, and it's, why are you Libertarian? And then we want to know what's important to you, right? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find out, after we know what's important to you, say, we'd really like to connect you with other people that also believe this is important. Can we connect with you for future engagements when they're meeting and getting together? If they say yes, then we're collecting their information so that we can. How would you like us to connect to you? Is it your telephone? Is it email? Is it text? Let us know how you would prefer to be connected to so we can connect to them. If they say no, then I need you to tell me no. So I'm not sending a text message to somebody who doesn't want a text message, right? We don't know that information. So we got to get the contact information. And if they give you their contact information and say, yes, I want to connect to it, even if they don't, then you want to say the next piece is, would you be interested in helping us to promote that agenda with the Libertarian Party here locally, either with your volunteer hours or with your dollars? And so we're currently looking for, and we're trying to get to 300 people to donate $9 a month on a recurring basis. Would you be willing to do that? And if they say yes, let us know. Now, to be honest, everything is on the website, and you can do it on your phone right there on the scene at the door. If they don't want to do it with you right then and there, just write down that yes, they pledged that they would do it, and we'll send them follow-ups from our finance team. They'll reach out to them, they'll follow up with them, but let's see if we can get these people signed up for a $9 recurring. We need 300 out of 2,500 Libertarians donating $9 a month recurring. That's our first goal right now. We need to get there, okay? If they're willing to help volunteer, same thing on our website, on the Join app, it's going to say, what would you like to help with? And one of the choices is, I don't want to help and I don't want to be contacted. So you can always click that. But basically, just go into the Join tab and walk through the Join thing with them. If they say, I've already joined, just say, no problem, we're just updating our current records. And go ahead and refill out the form with the updated things. Some people joined 2 years ago, and we've added lots of options since then. So we want to update their data. So that's what's going on in that neck of the woods. So our outreach people are making phone calls for June, July, and August. And our canvassers are getting together over the summer, learning e-canvasser and roadmaps and all that type of stuff, so that when the weather cools off and the end of September or whatever, they can be out there hitting doors. If there's a cool day, they may all just get together between now and then and go out. But we're not going to make people go out in the hurricanes and the hot and the muggy. That's just crazy. If you want to do it, let us know. We can get you connected. But we're not going to focus there. We're going to focus on phones for the hot part and door-to-door in the fall. And our goal is to get to every one of our Libertarian voters as quickly as possible. Back to our agenda. So we did membership, we did communications, we did finance, we did fundraising. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, I don't have any questions, but I have something to add. Actually.
Okay.
Actually, it has to do with sort of my reporting at the same time.
Where's the...
You're going out, I'm talking to members right now, or other people.
Uh-huh.
They want to talk to people about being libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure that people that we talk to, the people who are already libertarians, have ideas.
But if you're going to get to your project, let's do that all in your report. And that's where I'm going next. So that's perfect timing.
That's what I followed up with.
So that's why I was looking at Kevin to see where the other camera was. I can see you on the camera.
Mine keeps cutting out on me here.
Yeah, so I was trying to get, I'm seeing backs of heads on camera for Kevin. There's no, we need you to put your Kevin.
I'll show you when we swap cameras.
I don't know what your camera is looking at, but it doesn't show anything on Zoom except a bunch of, you can see the back of Chris's head. So we're heading into Chris's report. So, okay, so we're done with membership, we're done with financial fundraising, we're done with membership and communications. And so now we're talking to all these Hillsborough Libertarians, and we're talking to them about Libertarians, and we might find some people don't know what a Libertarian is. Have no fear, we've got the 10-question quiz, and they may find out, gosh, I really am Libertarians, but what does that mean? And, we have an answer for that too. So we're going to turn the floor over to Chris Quat, who is actually leading our next. Let me see if we can block off your mic and turn on my mic so his mic.
Oh, I can
turns
turn
on.
the mic up. I have it off.
You have it off, not me. I can
It's actually
unmute it.
Kevin's, but
I just unmuted you. We're gonna let Chris tell you about what's going on.
I am conducting on the second Tuesday of every month at Perkins Bakery and Restaurant.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday, pardon me. I am a mistake. It's this week if you're interested in going. At Perkins, they're a bakery restaurant, and it's from 7 to 9. We're at near USF if you want to go there. Now, listening to Susan, I had some thoughts too. See, people who are libertarians tend to be independent. And they have a lot of ideas about what it takes to be libertarian. We want you to be able to come to meetings too, because I'm sure you have contributions you can make. And so I want to see people come to figure out and share what it means to be libertarian. But there's another group of people who can come also. These people are people who are not libertarians or NPAs. They're on the fence. They just want to find out about what it means to be libertarian. They are also welcome. And I'm sure you have friends who are, or know people who might be interested in it. And so if you contact people and bring them to this meeting, again, that's 7 to 9 at Perkins Bakery and Restaurant, the second Wednesday of every month from 7 to 9. And it is this week that we're going to have a meeting. We'll discuss topics having to do with libertarianism. We'll just keep right on going, but we're not going to do it all at once. We're going to spend the time. We're going to get in. I want to hear your ideas. We have a book that we're using as sort of a guide to sort of move our questions in a direction. But if you have a question you want to talk about, or things you want to say, you can bring it up. This meeting is for us to learn about libertarianism from each other.
And I understand this week's topic is, do we consent to being coerced? I love that topic. I was like, oh, yay.
Yeah, did we sign up for a government that's willing to force us? That's what it's about. So I want to welcome anyone who would like to come.
Yay. That's it?
That's it.
All right. So I can mute Kevin and unmute me. Thank you very much. I love the next week's topic. Did you consent to being coerced? I saw that and I was very excited. Some of the things that we can tell you about that is, on the Google Drive, one of those categories was events. It said Libertarianism 101. We could play with all sorts of different names. That was what it started out being named as like a year and a half ago when it was Brainstorm Child. So that file is still there, but all the things that he's talking about, whether it's a movie or it's a PDF or if it's a book or whatever it is that we're looking at and reviewing, is all inside that file. So when you go into our band, when you go into our Facebook and they're sending you a link to that G drive with that document. So for example, right now, even on our Facebook page, I believe today, a lot of our things are auto-programmed from our Facebook people. So, see, there it is right there. Do we consent to being coerced? Dinner and discussion at Perkins near USF, 7 to 9. And look, there's the link to the document that Chris is going to be reviewing with all of you. So you've got no excuse, guys. The information is all up there. And these are not long documents, guys. They're really short. Because why? Because in 2 hours, you want time to talk about this stuff. So if you think that the government coerced you and you were not can consent to that, or maybe you think you were, then this is the topic for you. This is the time you should get out. It's at our old stomping grounds, close to USF. We invite all the college students to come out, speak out. This is a great event for young people. Now, where are we at on our meetings? I think we're down to political action and candidate crews. And then LPF. We don't have anything going on the candidate forum right now other than the fact that we're reaching out looking for candidates who might want to run for 2020, but we're trying to work on infrastructure first. So is there anything else? Oh, Stacy White.
Hey guys and girls. So, candidates, step forward. We'd love to have you. Love to help you. The real details, if you are a candidate you're considering running, is especially if you have deep pockets, self-funded campaigns, a good step towards success. But keep in mind, although a candidates committee might be capped at $1,000 or $2,000, depending what office you're running at per single person donation, the county affiliate is capped at like 50 grand per person. Although we cannot coordinate, obviously, if you're the only thing going on, as far as Libertarian candidates are concerned, we're totally empowered to promote Libertarian candidates as a party. So do the math on that one. You can really put a political party to work for you, especially when they have a county affiliate like Hillsborough does. So candidates, step forward. Be happy to explain what we understand the statutes to be and how to help you gain them as best as possible. All right, so political action. There's not a lot of people who are like, stepping up, flying the Libertarian flag, doing political action, but I could say that the thing we've been tracking is in the courts right now here in Hillsborough County, Judicial 13. Stacy White, our existing commissioner, as in the people of Hillsborough County's commissioner, has sued his own county commission regarding the November ballots to raise taxes 1% to increase funding for transportation. So obviously it sounded good. People voted to pass it, but the details of it were basically 4 additional pages of number 12 font being tacked onto the existing county charter, effectively creating an unelected body to spend something like $15 to $20 billion on transportation. So the way it works, no taxation without representation. I'm sure you've heard of this before. You can't have this. You can't have like an appointed body who's literally bonding billions of dollars and is being written, per this ballot to then spend $1 billion. It's not how it works. The statutes in the state of Florida say only the county commission has the power to do that. And just because they're written into the charter doesn't mean it's compliant with the existing structures that are already agreed to. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I have a feeling this is going to be overturned. So what's happened, I think about 45 days ago, they had their initial hearing. There was an opportunity for the public to speak. I had to work. I wasn't there. I'm not aware of any LPers who were there. It was like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. I think it was about a week ago now, maybe 2 weeks. They again had another hearing. I think it was the last opportunity for the two parties to speak to the judge. And what I understand is the decision's gone to the judge. The judge is going to be issuing his decision. I don't know if it's his or her judge, sometime this week or next week. So that's the timing. I've communicated with Stacy White through Facebook Messenger. That's his take on it. So he uses the word optimistic. He's very optimistic, he says. So good for Stacy White for trying to represent the taxpayers who are paying attention. I do feel badly that the actual voters were basically defrauded with a 4-page adder to the charter that was statutorily non-compliant or illegal. And there were some other issues with that whole ballot initiative in its creation. For those who have been paying close attention, there were some issues that could have overturned that ballot getting on that petition getting on the ballot. That somebody said, it's fine, whatever. Who cares if they didn't follow the rules? We're gonna let this go. And now the whole thing looks like it's gonna get flipped over anyway. So I don't know how to take this. I have to respect voters, but in the end, I sure would like to have my 1% sales tax back. Which, if you're in a household that has like $100,000 income, that's basically $1,000 tax per household, additional tax. So not a lot of ways to avoid that one if you're buying food and gas and so forth, and clothing and landscaping and whatever in county. Not good if you're an RV dealer, because you know what, you can just drive to Pasco County and buy your $50,000 RV. Save yourself $500 right there, or what would that be? 50,000, 1%? Maybe that's $500. Yeah. So a lot of big ticket items. This doesn't help business at all. This is not.
Car dealers.
You know, this is not good. So we'll see how it goes. Political action. You know, there's still fluoride in the water. Anybody who has a Hillsborough County water bill got a report for 2018. The end of the year 2018, that says on the last page, second to last page, per Florida Department of Environmental Protection, we are including fluoride for dental health in your water. Just to remind everybody, fluoride was an active ingredient at Auschwitz to keep the people in prison compliant, docile, make it easier for the prison guards. The whole thing's just disgusting. So this is what's being put in our water to help our teeth. Maybe they can come brush my teeth tonight. Maybe the nanny state can come over here and help me floss and brush. So anyways, if you're paying for water, I really don't think it should be drugged. But that's presently what's going on.
Coerced.
And although it is published in the report, I would be an advocate for getting that out of our water system.
Michelle Cookson is looking for people to come to the MPO meeting, because even though we stopped TBX, they're widening 275 and taking out e-board, so we're looking for people for that.
So political action continues here. Being reminded from the side that I think it's called Sunshine Citizens is the political action committee. They had a project called Stop TBX, which is very, very well known. Stop TBX. Florida Department of Transportation changed their name of the project to, I think it was TB Next, Tampa Bay Next. I forget exactly.
And we shut that down too, but now they're widening 275.
So the cancer of Florida Department of Transportation continues to metastasize, and instead of putting toll roads in, now they want to do a widening on the existing roadbed. Nobody's really happy about this. This becomes a blight. There's literally a desert of DOT-affected properties from one end of town to the other, where basically half a city blocks in limbo because they don't know if the highway's coming or going, or widening or not widening. And it affects our domestic production here in Hillsborough County. Pisses off the neighbors in the neighborhood. And to what end? So if transportation sucks so bad, and adding lanes, if you look at I think it's Houston, Texas has something like 12-lane highways. They're moving the exact same number of cars as our 4-lane highways are doing from point to point. Yeah, you can do 100 miles an hour in between, but you end up hitting a bottleneck at the off-ramp, or a bottleneck where the road gets choked down and there's stop-and-go traffic. It's simple math. It's like a transportation equation. If you're familiar with the military's statistical analysis of how to move things, and we really need other modes of transportation. So, you know, if you look at Hudson, I'm an advocate for using our bay. If you look at New York City, Hudson River, the gap between New Jersey and New York, there's tons of little ferries moving cars and people back and forth across that river. Similarly, we have our bays, but Hillsborough Bay, Upper Tampa Bay, depending on where you're going to. We got McDill down there. So that's just one. So Susie's right. There's a Metropolitan Planning Organization meeting that has all, basically they're like an advisory committee that advises the county commissioners, you should go this direction or you should go that direction. It is important. They do create a document. There are laws that say, once this document's certified as done, then the Hillsborough County Commissioners have to follow it or something along those lines. So there are some teeth in it. So anyways, come on down to the Metropolitan Planning Organization in the county building, downtown Tampa.
Getting involved in that shit sort of thing. We can give them more information on that.
Yeah, people in Riverview and Sun City, you should know, although the locals here in the city of Tampa succeeded in kicking the toll road plan the hell out of here about 2 years ago now, Florida Department of Transportation is heading to your neighborhood. They're going to set up more toll roads in Sun City, all the way up to Riverview, I believe, on I-75. I haven't seen the actual design. In general, the Libertarian argument is, if we already paid for the roadbed, you cannot steal our roadbed and then toll our roadbed. So, our forefathers and family members who pay taxes for I-75, that's already been paid for. You can't toll an existing road. I think that message is being converted into they're making a parallel road to I-75 that they're going to be tolling, which does run into some conflicts with Libertarian arguments over toll roads. Who's going to build the roads? Well, maybe the people who use the roads. So the details do matter in this case. I don't know yet how it's going to shake out, whether it's going to be a theft of an existing roadbed for their tolling project or a parallel highway to the existing roadbed. Unknown.
Invite them to Hillsborough, Garibaldi's.
So if you want to stir it up, show up at these meetings. We can all wear our yellow shirts. Come on down to Garibaldi's Mexican restaurant on, I think it's the 2400 block east on Hillsborough Avenue, 2400 block east on Hillsborough Avenue, where you're going to meet a handful of activist libertarians who meet there once a month. And the purpose of our meeting is to organize activist activities. So come on down. We'll be happy to organize and coordinate with really the people who are focused on this transportation issue.
And we are collecting people
Whose
for
name
9/11.
was Stop TDX and something similar. What?
People are getting together to start finding the 9/11 petitions.
Yes, so this is kind of in the category of we shall never forget. Those of you from the Vietnam era, we'll never leave our dead soldiers behind. 9/11, 2001, similarly, this is the 19th year since that attack, and there's been no criminal case brought to any court in the U.S. No criminal case. Like, we cannot find any individual anywhere who broke any law regarding 9/11, 2001. It's just unbelievable. So there's a whole bunch of activities going on regarding 9/11 Truth Movement. The Truth Movement in general is basically folks who are digging their heels in and will not let this go, and I'm one of them. It's not exactly a Libertarian Party of Hillsborough County activity, but we're probably going to lend some support to it. It's on the issues list for sure. And I know personally, I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm on the 9/11 architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth signature list for engineers who are arguing there should be additional investigation into that disaster, that attack, that collapse of buildings in New York City. And there's a handful of other activists in the region who are not affiliated with political parties who are planning a September 11, 2019 vigil. 2019. September 1, 2019 vigil. Some of us participated in this last year. We're going to do that again coming up. If you want to help get involved, then contact us. We'll get you the details. Any other committees you want to talk about?
That's Trina, that's Michelle, that's you. I think that's it for the shit stirs that I know about. Thank you very much, Kevin. I think that's all I know about for the activist people. If you know of something that you think we should be fighting for that's in favor of libertarian principles, send an email out to chair@hillsboroughlibertarians.org, and we will try and see what we can do to help support those efforts. So, getting hand signals, I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so we were going to be heading over to Brian Zamina right now, and he is not on the call, and he is not in the room. So I'm going to do part of it, and I'm going to let Kevin do part of it, and maybe even Chris do part of it. But we are going to try and update you on the LPF convention, because he wasn't here last month and said he had a out-of-town commitment, but he was going to be here this month. So let's see if we can remember what happened at the LPF convention now that it's 5 weeks ago. Holy cow. Okay, so we did have a booth. We were short funds, just straight up, because I was the one who was asking everybody for money. So we did raise some money, not enough money, but we had some donors who helped cover our butts. So one of the things I want to remind you is that when we go out to something, whether it's Freedom Fest or Canna Fest or a gun show or even the LPF convention, a booth usually costs about $200 for a vendor booth. That's the standard rate in today's world. So we did not have the $200 to pay LPF. So we appreciate the support that came in that covered that for us so that we could actually still be there and present. But it was a wonderful event. We were the hosting party, so we did actually have a table right there when people came in. I think I talked briefly about this last month with how we greeted people and how people felt comfortable. We had our Hillsborough Libertarian local stickers on that said, "I'm a local Libertarian," so that people could answer questions and our people could connect. We actually had some wonderful photos taken. We had tons of activity. I can't even remember how many people we had there. I think we had 14 or 15 Hillsborough Libertarians there, which is the biggest number we've ever had. We were hoping to get more. It should be back in Tampa, Florida in 2 to 3 years. So I am looking for people to help me with the next time the committee comes here. And we want to have our stuff ready for them. We want to be able to have some breakout sessions available to the state party, and we want to be able to really rock and roll while we are here and have Hillsborough Libertarians hosting some stuff. So if you're interested in helping me with that when the next time the committee comes on, right now our committee includes 4 people, and I would love to have even more. We have me, Laura, Deanna, and there was one other person that I think it was Abby, but Christy. So we need to know, who anybody else who wants to get together with us. We are all girls right now. We could use. She's not on the committee yet. She was there. I was saying who's going to help in the future. So those are the 4 women that have said they will get together and help. We're at 2019, so it looks like probably the next one that'll come to Tampa is like 2021, but they haven't voted on that yet, so when they do, they'll let us know, but we want to get ahead of the game and ask them to be here in 2021 and be ready for them to be here in 2021 or 2022 or whatever it is. So join that committee. Yes. Yes. So I'm going to ask Chris and Kevin to both talk because Kevin had much to say about the platform. And we did elect Brian as our region rep, and so there may be some good things going on at the region rep. And we'll have to corner Brian at some point, possibly at a bar at a social coming up, and just put a camera on him and record his report live on the scene.
Yeah. I think I want to say something here.
Chris wants to say something here. Let's see if we can put his sound on. Unmute. Go, Chris.
Okay, this is the first convention I had been to, and I loved it. It was just from a personal side. It is great to be around people who think like I think, not exactly like I think, because there are a lot of different opinions. But it was one of those times in life that was very enjoyable, and I'm going to be going to more of them.
Awesome.
Yes. So I just wanted to say that get yourself involved in it and go and enjoy it, because if it's right here, take advantage of it. We don't have to go far away. We can do it right here.
All right. Thanks, Chris. All right. Let's see if we can make this work.
Are you trying to?
All right. Looks like it's working. So Kevin here. Hey guys. So things I want to mention was we used viral techniques to get some things done. So if you were at the convention, you'd be like, "Oh, not these blue signs again." So we are activists. We're on various committees. I was on the Libertarian Party Florida Platform Committee, and so that sounds like crazy, boring, wonky stuff. But technically, candidates who run under our party read the document. People who are looking to join our party read the document. Historically, it's been deemed like a very short platform document when compared to other major parties. So basically, I was aware of the document. I knew issues with the document, and I was asked to join. I'm trying to remember. I had a couple driving issues that I was passionate about that I got some of them in the document. But more importantly, I wanted to make sure it was not a fool's errand. Namely, I've gone to these conventions where there was a platform committee that never made it to the floor. Like literally, people worked on a platform for a whole year, and they ran out of time. Like, oh, sorry, come back next year. Literally, and they were like, "What?" So I kind of showed up with a chip on my shoulder, saying, you know, if I'm going to spend a minute doing any of this, we're going to make sure this goes the distance. So we went the distance. We have our little piece of paper, but more importantly, we did this big push of communicating to the delegates, the members of LPF or Libertarian Party of Florida, ahead of time. We had something like 4 or 5, Zoom meetings, just like this one, where we went through some of the questions they had with respect to the platform. We took feedback from the members towards the end and incorporated a lot of those changes. Some things were surprising to us that we didn't even pick up on. And thank God we had team participation because the team was stronger than the individual. So that was huge. We have a brand new platform, something to be proud of, and we honestly think it's going to impact a lot of other states as they go about trying to set up their own platforms to meet their own needs. So, you have a voice, you're an activist, use it. There's a lot of vehicles to do it in. Libertarian Party, Hillsborough County is one of them, maybe LPF, but, learn your stuff here with the locals, and we'll get you up the learning curve fast so you can be effective when you hit the big time up there at Libertarian Party of Florida. Other things, we had some presidential candidates for Libertarian National Committee there. I think we had at least 3. Berman, what's Berman's first name with the yellow hat? He's like I'm sorry, Mr. Berman, I can't remember your last name, but he is officially running. You gonna whisper it in my ear?
No.
Vora was there. I'm trying to remember his first name. Arvil Vora was there as well. And he was our Libertarian National Committee vice chair. He may have notoriously been, be reminded to you when I say that, because at that time he was learning how to use some outrageous references to get attention, and that was pissing a lot of the delegation off, and he was not reelected to vice chair of the National Committee. But as a candidate, I personally support him for being as vocal as he is. He's a firebrand. He's probably a shit stirrer too. He's probably stirring it up. And the guy's very intelligent, very well read, and not somebody to be trifled with if you were going to go into a debate. So we did have a debate at the Florida convention here in Tampa. There's a woman from Miami who I'd never met or even heard of till that day, who's also currently running for president. We had Adam Kokesh. Sorry, Mr. Kokesh. Adam Kokesh was there. He's pretty much a personal friend of ours, and we love the man. And he's some of us like him, some love him. He's a Iraqi War II Marine veteran, if I remember correctly, and has since become anti-war machine, and finally joined the Libertarians. Certainly would be willing to defend the country at all costs, I believe, but definitely not willing to build an empire worldwide or force everybody under one system of fake money. So he was there as well. So that was a pretty good showing. We also had Susie here. I don't know if she's in the camera, but she is the chairwoman of the Libertarian National Women's
National Organization of Libertarian Women.
What's that?
National Organization of Libertarian Women.
National Organization of Libertarian Women. And they had an awesome lunch that was organized by her. And Carol Harlow, who I think, if I remember correctly, is the secretary of Libertarian National Committee. She was there. Did she attend lunch? Did she stop by?
No, she is on the nieces of the caucus, whatever that caucus.
She had a conflict, but I know the two, the ladies all met, including Carol Harlow, and so that was good to have the secretary of Libertarian National Committee there. Also, Alex Merced out of I think it's Brooklyn, New York. He was active with the Larry Shark campaign. Super nice gentleman. He attended. He's the vice chair of the Libertarian National Committee. We had some interesting conversations with him. He may be joining us here in Florida sometime with his family permanently. So he'll be another escapee from the high tax states, joining one of the 3 lowest tax states in the union. So we do welcome him. I heard it's going to be Orlando area, but we're really looking for him to shoot out here to Tampa. Lots of great places out here too. So the facility was great. We had some people who organized the event that, as you know, a lot of Libertarian events was done on a shoestring, and it came off fabulously. What's the gentleman's name who helped organize the stuff? Remember his name?
Mark Golub.
Yeah, Mark Golub. Thanks, Mark Golub. And big news is we have a whole new chairman. So out with Marcos Marias, in with Spencer Graber's our vice chairman.
True. Michaela. Stephen Michaela.
Stephen Michaela. God almighty, sorry, friend. Don't take it personally, sir. It's just part of the humility building effort of being chairman of an underfunded state party with all the responsibility and none of the baggage.
What happens when you don't have millennials?
Stephen Michaela.
Wait, I hit 50. I can't remember people's names that I work with all the time for 3 years. What the heck?
He's got a way with working with people. I'm really impressed with him. He was the chairman of our platform committee, and he was able to deal with people really well. I really applaud him for that. He also somebody who's got a ton of follow through and commitment. I mean, he must drive like 6 hours like every other day, just shooting up and down the Keys in Florida, which is like probably 120 miles one end to the other. What's that, baby?
I was trying to show that I have the links on our webpage for the.
I don't even know if it's being shared. Is it being shared?
I already downloaded it.
I can't mean on the Zoom. I don't think
No,
it's
it's
being
not.
shared.
I'm telling you.
So,
It's nice.
So that's the quick report. I would like to say it was a success. I know we got a bunch of video to support the messaging that we'll be releasing over the course of the year. We already released one, but it was not really libertarian. That was done under a Turn to Liberty that you can find on YouTube. Just look up turn2liberty.com or Turn to Liberty on YouTube as a channel name. And that was regarding Venezuelan refugees. We ran across, I think it was a 19 or 20-year-old college student who was threatened death by the mobs of Maduro sycophants in Venezuela. So he was able to work his network, and he was in medical school, a medical doctor here in Tampa, was able to assist somehow. I don't know if it's just a friendship or what have you, but we met them both at the convention and got an interview with both of them. That's up on YouTube. So that's good. So we're trying to help any way we can. It was a target-rich environment for Liberty folks. Don't miss the next one. It's worth the time and effort. So that's it from me on the Libertarian Party of Florida convention.
Chris, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that we covered everything.
Cool.
Everything.
Like Chris mentioned, that it's a great place to be, a great place to meet like-minded people. Having our little local really helped a lot with us connecting with each other. And one of the other things I want to show you is that we are in the process of updating some of these videos and things. But see, here's the video recording of the actual presidential candidates that were there. 2020 is still a little bit off, so we'll have more candidates popping in. But these were the candidate debates. We had a live comedian. So we've been downloading some of these videos, getting them ready. So, it's still a blast, guys. We want you to be able to come in there, to come to conventions. There's always one night that is a fancier night. So you end up with a fancy night dinner and a dance, and everybody kind of dresses up a little pretty. And then the other night is kind of playful. So our two themes this year, the first one was a steak and lobster dinner, and everybody dressed really nice, and they had some really nice keynote speakers, and then they were hanging out dancing afterwards. And then because it was May 4th, they had May the 4th be with you, and they had two parties going on. One was outside by the pool, which is where Kevin and I were, and Chris was, and Laura was, and Christy was, and just about everybody that I think was most of Hillsborough people were. But inside, I'm telling you, inside, I went in twice to go to the restroom and once to go to the restroom, once to get a drink. And tell you, those inside people were kind of crazy. They had May the fourth be with you with Star Wars. There was people in blow-up costumes that you couldn't even, you looked like R2-D2. They were round. There was lightsabers. There was all sorts of crazy stuff going on inside that room.
I
So
missed that.
it was, I went in just to take a peek, and holy cow, some of those guys were crazy in there. So I don't know what they were doing to get that crazy, but you know, it was a fun. So if you're someone who thinks that, oh my gosh, going to a Libertarian Party convention just sounds boring and crazy, my message to you is no. It is so much fun that's happening and going on at these events. So yes, we do work, and yes, we do get things done, but we have a great time doing it, and we want you to come join us and do a great time, having a fun time doing it too. So as far as what's current and going on, we've shut off our screen share, so I have to turn on my screen share because that's the only way I can see what's going on. Looks like I know what I'm doing, but I really don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm really reading off of the screen. Okay, so so what I want you to know about with the events that are coming up, you know, we also have, I probably should have censored the homepage for pictures. So Kevin mentioned that the political shitsters get together once a month at a Mexican Feisty Friday thing. Chris mentioned that the Libertarian 101, learning about libertarianism and discussing these stuff, is getting together on the second Wednesday once a month. And then we have all sorts of extracurricular events. So we have people coming here at the house and doing phone banking. If you don't want to come here to Old Seminole Heights area and you just want a phone bank, feel free to call me in the membership chair, and I can get you a list of 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, whatever you think you can call, and give you them. And you can call from the comfort of your own home. You can call while you're waiting to pick up your kid in kid line. You can do all sorts of crazy things with calling these people. But June, July, and August we'll be calling. If you're interested in canvassing door to door with us in September, October, November, then you're welcome to come and join us in some of the e-canvassing training. This is all new to all of us, so we're all learning at the same time. The state just bought it last month, so that's critical. If you're interested in helping my group with the membership, we're actually meeting on Tuesday night for Taco Tuesday at circa, what year is it? 1979, 1949? Where Extreme Tacos goes. Circa 1940, it's on the webpage. Circa 1949, I think. Anyway, it's an inside square as a air conditioned indoors at a bar, and then outside patio. It's beautiful. And Extreme Taco is there on Tuesday. It's right not Waters. It's right by the beginning of the Lowry Park Zoo. So on Sly. So we actually head out that way once a month. So if you're interested in being in membership, I'll show you some of the things we do. Membership, we take these nice little postcards and we write, "Hi, Mary Jo," or whoever it is, and here's what's going on. And we sign it and we send it to them and we welcome them to. So we get about, I would say, anywhere between 10 and 15 new Hillsborough Libertarians each month. So those people get cards that say that. The finance crew sends out cards that say thank you for donations when we get one-time donations. And we call people, we welcome them. And then the finance group, which is the last group, is actually making sure that's who's coordinating all of the telephone calls and everything. They're part of the fundraising group. They have two things that they do. Two things that the fundraising people do, and this can be fun. One is they're trying to coordinate a off-cycle dinner thing. We used to do monthly speakers, and now we're trying to put them all together, and we want to do them in the fall because we want to do them off the cycle of when the convention is happening in the spring. So every 6 months, you can go to something. You can go to state. 6 months later, you can go to local. 6 months later, you can go to state. 6 months later, you can go to local. You got the idea. So donate $9 a month on a recurring basis and get a bumper sticker, or help us do that speaker meeting. Right now, they're looking at, what's the name of that place on Brava? La Teresita. They're looking at doing it back at La Teresita. La Teresita is going to cover all of the catering, all of the tableware, all of the decorations. All we need to come up with is the centerpiece. So those guys are getting together and planning the fun speaker meeting, and really all they need to do is come up with 4 sponsors. So they're looking for 4 to 6 corporate sponsors, and then getting some of the tickets, helping with the convention. Our Hillsborough Libertarian convention in the fall. Then the last thing that's going on right now, like Kevin did mention, there's a group. Trina is working to coordinate the 9/11 vigil. Caitlin is working to coordinate a August Freedom Fest right here in Tampa. So if you'd like to help with any of those groups, let us know. We'll connect you to the right people. And then Tyson has his Geezers gathering down in South Tampa. So find the type of people that resonate with you, whether it's Kevin and the Shitsters, whether it's education and Chris, whether it's just talking national politics and drinking beer with Tyson, whether it's Susie talking membership, whether it's Trina with 9/11 Truth, whether it's Michelle with the Stop TBX Now, Stop the Madness of the I-275 expansion. This has been like Dysfunction Alley forever. Who am I forgetting? Laura and the convention. There's groups of people doing things that are Steiner with Foods for Bobs and food, not bombs, and feeding the hungry in downtown Tampa. We have got lots of people doing lots of things, and we have a job and a place and a home for you. So connect to us, hillsboroughlibertarians.org/join. Let us know you're interested. Let us know what you're interested in, and we'll connect you with the right people. Everybody, we are so grateful that you're a part of this awesome group, and we couldn't do it without you.